Welcome back. This is Fantasy Ball, and we will be talking about Waiver Wire Wednesday. It's named that because waiver wires usually go through Wednesday morning. Let's start off with Emmanuel Wilson. Why not? So Emmanuel Wilson had a great week coming off of the Minnesota game. He put up 27 fantasy points. With Josh Jacobs out, that opens up a wide role for Wilson to come in. And I think they're going to utilize him more, especially this upcoming Thursday when he plays the Lions. The Lions are a great team, but they always have high-scoring games. So I think that with the Packers not having that good of a pass offense, I think that Emmanuel Wilson will be utilized to his full extent. So, yeah, Emmanuel Wilson is a great pickup coming into Week 13 if he already isn't picked up in your league. And then I'm going to have to go with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston just came off a heater of a week against the Lions, just like Emmanuel Wilson plays next week. Of course, a high-scoring game, multiple touchdowns. I think 3+ touchdowns on each team. Jameis Winston is a guy who always balls out. He always puts up the fantasy points when needed. So, yeah, I think that you're looking for this quarterback. It's going to be him. Jameis Winston is that guy who will get the job done for you. And then let's shivel back over to the running backs like Emmanuel Wilson. Bashaul Tutton has his weeks where when Travis Etienne doesn't get the touches, he will get a touchdown. Recently, Travis Etienne has been the number one running back over there, so I'm thinking Tutton is not a good pickup. But Tyler Algier will be a solid flex for you if you need him. It's about every other week he puts up 10+ fantasy points. He'll get a touchdown almost every week. He gets a touchdown every other game. He gets one. You like to steal him from Bijan Robinson. That's why I do not think Bijan Robinson is a top 5 pick in the fantasy draft. I think that he gets his touches stolen away from him by Algier in the red zone. And then let's move over to Monungai. So Swift hasn't been putting up that many fantasy points with Kyle Monungai back. So I think Monungai is a great pickup where he gets about half the snaps. I'm looking at 12 touches, 50 yards, and 1 touchdown, which is great. You know, you can't ask for much more out of a second-string running back. We're hoping that this guy comes in, takes over Swift's job. So I think Kyle Monungai is a great add to the team. There's a few players that I would drop to have him, but he's definitely worth the pickup if you can. Probably the top 2 waiver wire running backs we're going to get. And then let's move over to Christian Watson. That team over there, the Packers, they don't throw the ball too well. But this guy will put up 12 points. He's put up 20 fantasy points, 10, 7. So he's hit or miss, really. But I think that this game coming up against the Lions, it'll be a high trying to score game. So that ball will be thrown a lot. Even though I talked about Emmanuel Wilson getting his touches, which I think he will. But the ball is always thrown, so I think Christian Watson will be a good pickup heading into this Lions game. Same with Jaden Higgins. The Davis Mills is the quarterback for Jaden Higgins, subbing in for CJ Stroud. Jaden Higgins doesn't see the rock that many times, but recently he's been putting up 13, 15, 13. I think that he will get a touchdown against the Colts. I think he will get those receptions. Colts are a high-scoring team. They always have a good game, and I think that Higgins is locked in for a good game this week off the wires. And then I'm going to send my waiver wires over to the tight ends. Darren Waller comes back. Darren Waller can put up good points. Darren Waller is a good flex. I think that you should pick him up this week as they don't have many they do have Jalen. The Dolphins do have Jalen Waddle and Devon A-Chain, but that passing game is not too well. And I think that they heavily rely on their tight ends, so Darren Waller will be seeing the ball more, as like last year when Mike Cieslewski of the Dolphins was getting touchdowns because that's who they rely on. And another one I'm going to give to you is the Jets. Mason Taylor. The Jets have a terrible offense, but it seems like they can get their tight end the ball with Garrett Wilson out. They don't have any receivers, I'd like to say, as Breece Hall is not doing too well in production and Braylon Allen is injured, I think. So Mason Taylor's looking like he's going to have a good week against the Falcons, who don't have that well of a defense. And then let's go over to defenses. So I'm looking at the Chargers defense. I'm looking at the Bucks defense. I'm looking at and the Colts defense. See, the Colts play the Texans, not a good offense. Chargers plays the Raiders, which are a horrible offense, and the Bucks play the Cardinals, which are also a bad offense. So we're looking for defenses that will not